You know, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time is right now. Think on that one a little bit. What are the humans doing?
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. So if you think you're ready, you don't need more proof. Conspiracy deniers are denying the truth. They fabricate our problems and pretend to provide the best solution, but we all know they lie. They lied about the weapons and they lied about health. They lied about the fact that they're transferring the wealth. You should really notice how they're pushing the fear. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. Yeah. Everybody's not thinking clear. Yeah. Keep everybody terrified. Yeah, thinking not thinking. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. When you do, you realize that this is their trick. It's getting really stupid now, they're taking the mick. Said, do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues on their profile. Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shills. We're Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. Tonight, I am doing something a little different with this channel than I usually do. I know all the time I'm doing these very strange, like random sort of topics that are really, really general. But in the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking on the whole concept of panels, panel guests, panel managers, producers, whatever you want to call them, and how these individuals operate behind the scenes to kind of grease the gears of creation. They make it possible for other creators that are perhaps specializing in other particular parts of YouTube to be able to produce the content that we all consume. And I think it would be remiss for a channel who touts itself to be about YouTube to miss out on sort of an almost quiet corner of the internet over here. So, without further ado, I've got my brother from another mother over here. What's up, bud?
What's going on, Sasquatch?
Ain't nothing to it, dude. You want to tell them what I mean by the I guess you'd call it the shadow panel verse?
So yeah, so I guess it's piggybacking off on the conversation we had just had backstage. So I am a content creator. However, my focus is on other people's channels more so than mine. I do have some content up, but most of my work, so to speak, has been with my partner, Samuel the Infamous, who's in the chat, and the Exile Lioness, Devil made me do it, and hopefully more often, my brother from another mother, and better looking Caucasian Sasquatch.
I don't know about all that yet. See me with my beard off. I look just like a cop when I cut my hair. Um, all right, so you're working. Are you primarily doing the whole wait, no, let's start at the beginning, right? Let's start at the proper beginning. You're sitting around, little Lawrence Knight over there playing with your toys and stuff, going to work, doing your thing. And you decide one afternoon that you're going to start a YouTube channel. Do you have any idea why? Or did you just do it?
You know, I was inspired, honestly, man. I was inspired by initially by the Exile Lioness. Kind of, I caught onto her channel, stumbled onto it completely by accident, and I met Samuel the Infamous, and he and I quickly became friends, and then we just kind of interacted more with Amira, and we started helping her more, and then it kind of inspired us to kind of do something on our own. One day she said, "Hey, you guys should think about doing something together." And so Sam and I, we got together and was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it. And he set it up on his channel, and we've been going strong ever since.
And that's is that Abyssal Musings or Screaming into the Void? Which one was first?
Streaming into the Void was first, and then Abyssal Musings came after that, because we knew, because I've got a family and everything, that Saturdays was going to be much harder for me. So we decided that I would primarily be on Abyssal Musings.
That makes sense. You always got to take care of the family first.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people who get involved in YouTube, and some of these people think that it'll be a quick way to a quick buck. How much of an issue have you had maintaining like the connections that you're creating on the backstage, as far as like trying to execute that through a channel? Do you ever like arrange stuff for other channels?
I do. I mean, primarily, I'm the one that puts Abyssal Musings together. I mean, Sam, he sets it up, but I'm the one who puts the show together. I'm the one that creates the content, and then I take it to him, and we decide what stays in and what doesn't. But usually he's usually all for what I've got down on there. Sometimes I'll surprise him for shock value. I also do a lot of work for the Exiled Lioness behind the scenes, so I do a lot of her news articles and things like that.
That would be Exiled Lioness 2 currently,
Yeah.
because when people tell the truth, there tends to be these bolts from heaven that come down on YouTube and just eradicate a channel into non-existence.
Exactly.
Seems to be largely associated with the truth, which is an odd sort of thing, but okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I do a lot of work from her. Those articles are a week-long process. I actually start on Sunday going into the week, and I look for the best articles because she has particular tastes. Of course, there's something going on every day, but there are specific things that have no interest to her. And I learned real quick, I'm not going to waste my time writing something and she decides she's not going to read it.
Right. Oh no, I totally understand. I do a show on Tuesdays for Ajot. It's called Lost with Ajot.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a little while to kind of get a grip on the kind of stuff she was looking for. Like about 3 weeks, 3 different shows where she sat there going, "Okay, Sasquatch, fine." But okay, we do the best we can with what we got. Right.
But man,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I've been blessed, man. I mean, sounds like my brother, and believe it or not, I mean, we talk about you quite a bit behind the scenes, man. I mean, you've become like a brother to us too. So, I mean, that's why I messaged you earlier. I said, "Hey, we're doing something different tomorrow. We'd like to have you on the panel."
Give a little visual context to the situation. Oh, I ruin everything every time I touch this machine. I do it all wrong. I swear I'm going to get to chat in just a second, fellas. I know y'all just itching to know who it is. This is the Exiled Lioness 2. And this is Amira. And how much of her show do you actually manage? Are you usually there doing the hiring and firing in chat?
I'm one of the moderators, so yeah, I've had to block a few people. I've had to block a couple of knuckleheads. I've had to
I
time some
imagine so,
people out.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, these YouTube streets be making trolls because they bridges everywhere. Yeah, no, I know how it is.
Yeah, and I always tell people ask us, they ask Sam and I, why are we so dedicated to managing her stream and being and moderating it, and they don't know what kind of emails this woman gets. We had a banner guy. Yeah, she had a member that tried to trick us into telling him where she lived because he wanted to go pay her a visit because she was ignoring his attempts to get her to come out and visit him for Thanksgiving. So
Nah, man, look, don't come to my house.
Yeah,
don't make me send your mama cleaning bills to my rug. Don't make that
John Wick action.
Don't do that to her. All right, hold on. We need to back up and do a thing right quick. So Lawrence, it seems you've got the gold.
That's right.
You were the first one in here. Chill with Claiborne got the silver, and Tiffany's Epiphany gets the bronze. Welcome in. Brian and Chewy Go Hiking is going to get the participation trophy until we get a trolly enough comment. Andy Pickle, I'm looking at you. Just saying. John Eagle, welcome in, bud. Four corner fist in the air. Good to see you. I miss anybody? I don't think so. I got a lot of people who swing in early. Kenzo UK. Welcome in, bud. Good to see you. I like seeing new peoples. We got a Veterans Affairs Media. That's a previous guest on the show. We got Make Stupid People Famous. I once saw that man poke a piece of fence wire straight into his arm and then pull it back out, look at it and go, oh, well, I guess that's for the duct tape. And I was like, no, sir. No, sir. That is for the tetanus shot and a trip to the ER.
Yep.
That's what that's for.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's tetanus shot right there.
Yeah, no. One of my favorite trips to the ER was after I burned my hands. The doctor who come in, but right before he realized what had actually happened, he looked at me and was like, so when was your last tetanus shot? In about 5 minutes? Yes, sir. Yes, it was. As a matter of fact, how can you see the future like that? That's amazing. We got Tiffany's Epiphany, Tales Told in the Dark. Yeah, your chatty group over here. There's not many of them, but they are talking a lot. Voice candy to your ears. Yeah. I have this weird follower who sends me like newspaper clippings from the mid 80s.
Really?
I had someone, she sent, I say she because I assume it's a woman. I don't know why I assume it's a woman. I have no, but they sent this a different email address every time, but they send such random stuff that it's obvious it's the same person without having any type of throughput. A 1983 phone book section, 2 pages from Gallup, New Mexico. It was like from the S to the T's. It was just random. A section of a Sears catalog from like the mid 70s, early 60s, mid 60s, early 70s, about some bedroom equipment for like infants, like a play set for a bed that you could build. You like bought the plans. What's up, Ohio Steve? Welcome in, bud. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, a newspaper clipping from Gary, Indiana, some point in time in the mid 90s. Why? I have no idea. I suspect the joke is stop talking and just read me something. I think that's the joke, but I don't know. Murder mystery. I don't know of anybody who's been killed, and certainly not by anyone in the Gallup, New Mexico phone book in the mid 80s. That makes no sense. Okay, so
I
Did
guess
you initially get into YouTube with the intention of actually creating videos and commentary or political stuff, or was it just because you wanted to help creators doing what they're doing?
honestly, I just wanted to help creators doing what they were doing. And then just slowly but surely, I started getting inspired to do my own thing. Um, and I'm not exactly, as far as my content, I'm nowhere near what I plan to be, but real life is real life. So
Right?
things are kind of settling out a bit, and I'm expanding. So I'm still going to do my content on YouTube. And right now, I'm setting up a kick stream because I'm going to be doing live gaming over there, because I don't want to go through all that work and then YouTube takes it down because of some crazy copyright strike or something, and you know how YouTube is right now, selection season, so they're in the middle of
Yeah,
purging videos for no reason.
bro. Bro, I just had a Captain Curmudgeon had a copyright strike and a video takedown, but he seems to be still able to upload. He's still monetized, as I understand it, and it had almost no effect on his channel that I can see from outside,
Mm,
except that he lost the few thousand views and view time from that one video. It'd been up for like 6 weeks too. It'd been up for a minute.
yeah. Well, I'll
And
tell
for
you
those who
what.
are interested, it was free falling, but it was rewritten as a satire song about Joe Biden free falling. Which, by the way, was an excellent tune while it
I'll bet
lasted.
it was.
While
I'll
it
bet
lasted.
it was.
A bunch of bangers over there, dude. You need to go check him out. I think you'd like some of his
I am.
music.
I might have to get him to do an intro for me.
Good luck. I have it's he's good for exactly what he agreed to do. I can't promise anything more. He agreed to do a certain amount with me and that he's good for that. Solid 100%. But as far as anything extra, I don't know, man. I have no idea. Maybe. I guess it's up to him. I mean, that's how that works, ain't it?
Well, I tell you what, man, I got a hard drive and I'm trying to save whatever videos that I could get. I'm gonna start saving Salmon Eyes videos, um, Amira's, anybody who needs it, because when her channel got deleted, that caught us completely off guard.
Right.
And
Well,
the
I mean,
video that did it, it was stupid. It was her returning a car rental. And I told her, I said, hey, don't delete it, private it, because we already knew that someone had her account at YouTube and they didn't like her. And we could
yeah,
tell we could tell. And I said, whoever this person is, they work weekends. And she said, how do you know? I said, whenever you stream on any other day but Saturday, you don't have any problems. But every time you stream on Saturday, this person's they're taking your stream down, or they're going into your account and going back 2 years and deleting, any of the political stuff that you had. She
right.
goes, rents a car, takes it back.
You just roboted out, bro. Maybe I did. I'm sure one of us has roboted out. Well, stick around to find out which.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, I
hopefully he'll get
froze
a
up
shit.
again.
Yeah,
Sorry
it
about that.
happens. No,
But
you're good, dude. It happens all the time. I
yeah,
once
yeah,
interviewed
she
a dude that was actually operating as a security guard on site. He was working, walking the perimeter, and I interviewed him during his whole little walk.
I like that. I like that.
I say go hard, do it or don't do it, but it's up to you, right? So,
Yeah, I
like,
might
you
have
don't
to.
have to. My point in all this is you don't have to be out front in YouTube. You don't necessarily have to sit down in front of a camera and stare at the really bright lights and pretend that all of this is great and wonderful and grin while you're eating the poop from the sky above. You don't have to do all that. You can just find a couple of channels that you appreciate their perspective and you can facilitate them however, they'll let you.
Mm. Yeah, that's the approach that I'm taking with my content. I'm doing it for fun. I don't want to do it. I don't want it to feel like a job. I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it because I enjoy it, um, and I want to give people a break from what they're seeing every day.
right? I say it this way. I try to help content creators make more, better content easier. Like, for instance, I don't know everything there is to know about StreamYard. I've been using it for 4 years, and every couple of weeks, somebody points out something I didn't know about it. I've been using it the whole time. I'm fairly fluent in it. I can do most things, but sometimes somebody surprises me with the feature that I was unaware was there, like the ability to do slides. I still haven't quite figured out how to make that work smoothly, but anyway, um, there are people out there who know more about any particular part of YouTube than you do. And if anyone who thinks they can Iron Man a channel through a modern YouTube age, I want some of what they're smoking, man, because that's some serious copium. That's some, I mean, these people who think, okay, well, I'll start a channel and I'll do commentary on plants. People will flock in to hear it. Why? What's up, North Alabama Cryptid? That's Mr. and Mrs. Knack.
Okay.
Right there. William Downey, appreciate you coming by. He's a cop. Shh.
His blue cover.
Here. I don't think he's an undercover cop considering how often he bitches it. I'm just saying, I don't think that's the way that works, bud.
Yeah.
No. So what type of stuff do you typically do back behind the scenes? Are you primarily moderator, like StreamYard producer, or I mean, do you write scripts? What do you do?
So if I'm working on Amira's channel, I take the whole week, I gather a bunch of news reports, I pick the best ones that I know that she'll read, that she'll like, and then I literally create a list and I write the stories. I don't copy and paste them, so I don't plagiarize. I write those stories, I write them myself, and then I send her the list, and whatever she wants to read, she reads. But I learned to shorten it really quick because oh man, because she would read three articles, and people don't know that there was another 27 articles that she just looped over. And so I was like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm writing no more than 7, or 6, but I'm gonna average around 5, and that's worked a lot better. If I'm working on Samuel the Infamous channel, if I'm working working on Abyssal, I'm doing everything. He sets up the streams, he sets up the thumbnails. I look for the content every week. I put the content together. He and I both, if we're gonna have a guest, he and I both will reach out to the guest. Typically it's him. Sometimes I'll ask, but that is literally, I do everything but setting up the StreamYards.
Right. That's kind of how me and Ajod operate. But then again, there's like Flow State. I don't do anything for Flow State. Nothing at all. I got the keys to the kingdom, but I feel like he's one of those people that as soon as I do something even remotely shady, all that the honeymoon is over and it's all done. I just don't feel like there's a whole lot of forgiveness on the other end. It for what might be a funny error. funny.
Yeah.
Some people just can't joke, man.
Well, I'll say this though, and for those of you who may have never watched Sam's content, Sam does Screaming Into the Void, and I could tell you that he starts early in the week, right around the time that I start the news reports for Amira. He starts pulling content for that, which is why I do the content for Abyssal Musings, right? So, and he and I will go on different people's shows because he likes to help too. He's on shows that I didn't even know he was on. And but the reasoning behind that, and I'll go back to what you asked me, what drives me to help other people push their channels more than myself, is behind the scenes, I see the struggles that they're going through. I'm seeing fights break out, people getting frustrated. It's hard to get
the burnout, frustration is some of the hardest stuff to deal with here. And it's
Right.
something you see in creators, but you don't see in the little communities of people that come together to facilitate any given channel. I've got my super mods. I've got a couple of people that send in video suggestions all week, every week. I do more of a reaction type content when I'm doing my own content. And it's a little different for each one of the shows that I produce. But I mean, the idea is basically the same. You put together something that you think would be entertaining for the creator to look at and respond to. It comes down to reaction content. You cast your net quite a bit wider than I do. I find it difficult when looking for articles and whatnot on other sites to find some that won't be immediately taken down by YouTube. I've lost a couple of videos that way by using other sources. So I largely just use my sources from YouTube and take the 2-week hit that it takes to find out what's going to fly this week.
If you ever need help with that, let me know. I've had a lot of luck. I write stuff in a way that I just keep it general. I don't add it. For me, I don't add any personal thoughts or personal content. I take it all the way back to the 70s and 80s. You know, when you hear the old eyewitness news, and I just put what's
I
out
even
there.
got one of those, dude. You want to see mine?
Yeah.
I made one. It's terrible.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
And it's like every other one.
Cool. I need you to make. What's your cash app? I need you to make me a couple of those for Abyssal Musings.
Oh no, you can't pay me. Just do this show, and I will work on something. That's all you got to do, man. I have no cash app. I have no donation matrix. Only one person that I know of has actually figured out how to donate me money, and the way he does it is by buying me memberships on people's channels. So there you go.
Well, that's the loophole.
Yeah, no, he found the loophole. I got to give him credit. It took him 2.5 years, but he finally figured it out. Hey, I love it, man. It's real cool. I get to, I don't have any bank account information attached to YouTube because screw those guys. But
right.
If I were to do it, I would do it with at least a couple of removals between my personal finances and YouTube. I can't bring myself to relying on YouTube financing. There's no way. I can't do that. Because and I hosted midlife bro logic a couple of weeks ago. The night after he did my show, the very next evening, he did a live stream on what was it, Fannie Willis? Anyway, he's been covering some of the Tiffany Henyard stuff.
Oh Lord.
And he happened to start that stream about 20 minutes before the Dalton Town meeting began. And I just kind of whispered over to him, was like, hey man, the Dalton meeting just started. And he went and shut down the stream, grabbed him an apple or something, and then restarted the stream with the right title and a beautiful thumbnail of Tiffany in a flaming chair, and threw down like 250, 300 people in chat, picked up a couple of hundred subscribers in that one stream. I was just like, well, I'm so proud of him. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's so easy. And it's so easy.
Looks easy. Well, that's what I tried to tell him. I'm like, dude, you're going to hit the mark a couple of times like that before you start getting into a groove of finding close enough to the mark to work every time. That's really the trick. You either do that or you cultivate a culture of community amongst your channel that are supportive of one another enough that there's not so much infighting as you find on other channels. I don't do drama well. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
I've got a thing that I usually do, but it makes no sense tonight. But since I put it into the freaking sound clip, I'm going to play it. Typically, I go and find your very first video and bring it up, and then I play this.
You don't want cars?
Yes, I'm a paleontologist.
Oh, it's okay. There's dynamite in this bag too. I am a paleontologist.
I'm a paleontologist.
Paleontologists study really old stuff.
Like crackers.
Because bad movies are funny.
That is a couple of clips from Hello M's Mad World, AJOT, ATL Transparency. I was looking at other windows. I'm sorry. I get very easily distracted, kind of like a 5-year-old child. There's lots of pretty lights on the screen that I like to play with. I probably shouldn't. What am I lying about? Probably. Right?
That was a funny clip.
All about the unholy things there, M's Mad World. Right? Just read the banner, too funny. Support, think, happy thoughts. What about it? My banner? Is there something wrong with it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's even spelled right, which means I wasn't drunk when I wrote it. I think we're good. We're pretty good at this.
I thought it was cool.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I got a better one. I can put up another one. I got other things somewhere. Lots of pretty buttons. Yeah. Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. Get scribbled, people. Everybody subscribe. Subscribe to somebody somewhere. Pick someone random in the chat and go subscribe to them. They're probably lame as hell, but it'd be all right. I'm not supposed to say that, am I?
Well, I mean, I don't think YouTube's gonna yank you for it, but
no, but they might get a little upset with me.
Yeah.
So have you noticed any kind of numerological issues with YouTube in the past year or so? Like the way I'm not sure what time zone you're in, and I don't want you to tell me, but here it happens at 3 a.m. I refer to it as the 3 a.m. purge. Every night around 3 a.m. subscribers just evaporate. They just disappear like you'd summoned a demon and their time was up. Gone. Yeah. Have you noticed any of that stuff on any of your channels you mess with?
Oh yes, I've seen it. I've seen it on channels that I've frequented. Some channels that I've helped. We've gone on one night and they were great, and then the next night they lost 200 subscribers. The young lady you're looking at, I think she lost like 800 from her first channel. Whenever her channel would hit, it would stay at 37,000, and as soon as it would hit 40, YouTube would delete 5,000.
Right, and they would call it bot removal. We're just cleaning up old channels, dead channels, channels that haven't been accessed in years. But how many of those can there really be? I'll admit, I created a whole bunch back in the day, but I'm pretty sure all of those dead channels have already cycled out.
Well, here's the thing too, and this is why their excuse for that is BS. It's a dead channel if nobody's going on it, including the person who created the channel. But when that person is doing shows constantly every week, why are you going into their channel and deleting people?
Well,
when they didn't
I'm
ask you?
talking about it from the other perspective, from the perspective of no one having access to the channel that is a subscriber, right?
Okay.
So that's the excuse they use, is that no one's accessed this channel in 6 months or whatever. And so first they go in and strip off all their subscriptions and see if anybody notices. And if no one notices after a week, they'll delete that channel completely. Which is why sometimes you'll have 5,000 stripped off a channel and then 4,700 will come right back, you know, within like the next couple of days. So the whole purpose of this show is to kind of get a good meat and potatoes view of the back end on at least panel live show creation. This is something that's hard to analogize to people who do film. You know, they see it as being like setting a stage, putting together everything, and in their brain they keep the concept of editing involved. I do it completely the opposite. I set up the shows, and tonight we'll do 2 shows. We have this one that we're doing about your content and the people you help, And we have another one afterward called Sasquatch After Dark, which is a open panel kind of concept where we are discussing YouTube and problems with YouTube. And I've got a few videos over there I'll throw up, you know, if it gets boring or nobody shows up, it happens. But the idea is to try to expand the general knowledge of like terms of service, weird tricks in OBS editing softwares that have updated or anything like that. The idea is to try to keep as many people current and as many updates as possible, because that's what makes making content easier, is having the proper programs and knowing how to use them. And that's difficult.
You've got me curious, because now I'm thinking about my channel. Like, hey, I need to put some more stuff up on there.
Well, all right. So keep in mind, I kind of fell backwards in all of this because I have a tendency of asking people questions other people don't ask because I'm slightly insane. But I want to know like every tiny detail. I look at the back ends of most of the guests on the channel, not all of them. I haven't seen Sam's, but most of them are willing to at least share a couple of glimpses backstage after doing a particular experiment. Because without being able to see, I'd say at least 6 or 7 different channels back ends, you don't get to see the chicanery that YouTube's doing. Like, according to their algorithm, or at least the released parts of their algorithm, if you go in and interact with people in chat and you happen to be subscribed to people that are subscribed to people in chat, you're supposed to get suggestions from the people in chat that you've interacted with because you're subscribed to the same person or they're subscribed to you or whatever, right? You're supposed to get a little notification, a little push ad to let you know, hey, this guy supports the same people you support. But it doesn't exist. That's not there. It doesn't exist at all. That's not a thing. That's not how the algorithm works clearly anymore. Now it just wants to show you van life people.
Van life. Yeah, I saw that. And I saw that I saw a video last week of an Asian girl who took a job in California and was very happy to get it. No one bothered to tell her, hey, you're going to regret that decision. And she goes out there. She's thinking she's going to making good money, which she was. But nobody told her about how much it was going to cost her. Studio apartment, $4,000 plus. And so she ended up living in her van. Didn't make any friends because she was working all the time. So she bought a dog. So here she is, you know, she started a YouTube channel and she's on there crying every night. She's crying herself to sleep every night because she's in California by herself with her dog because of a job she took.
Right. And I mean, van life's a doable thing. It's something that certain people have the capability of doing. If you have grown up in a very small apartment and you haven't lived in your own home yet, right? You've only lived with your parents. Van life might be an option as something that you could do in an interim, but you would not want to live that way. I have done something similar, that type of camping / van life traveling. It's very uncomfortable. There is no part of it that is comfortable. You never actually become comfortable throughout the entire trip. You're always tolerating some level of discomfort, and it ranges from completely intolerable to barely noticeable, but it's always there. I mean, imagine a road trip that never ended.
Yeah, I imagine. Sorry, what was that? I thought I was interrupting you.
I'll have to pass on that one. I've been uncomfortable for hundreds of hours working on site, and I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. And I don't see why anyone would choose to live in a space smaller than my bedroom.
You know, not many people can do that, man. Some people, they'll take a job, they'll sleep in their car, and they're perfectly fine doing it. I agree with you. That ain't me. I can't do it. I thought about
I can do
becoming
it for about 3 weeks. I can do just about anything in a very small package for about 3 weeks, but there comes a point where I just kind of reach the end of my rope and I've got to go somewhere of my own where I can sit and be weird by myself.
yeah.
What's up,
I,
Conquista?
I don't think I could do it more than a week. And I'm looking at what M's saying. M's saying, why are we talking about Amira?
Right. We have talked about Amira.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath on being able to get her on the show because I don't know that she actually understands what a clock is. I don't have evidence of it.
Well, it's the girl, the woman is a vampire. I mean,
Okay. All right. I'm not making any judgment. I'm just saying they haven't invented clocks over there, and I respect that.
well, you know what? Look, contrary to what people think, it's hard for me and Sam to get a hold of her too. She's just somebody that we're friends, we're family. You hear from her when you hear from her. You message her and you hear from her when you hear from her. But I will tell you this: her followers, all of her followers, we're called the Pride, and they have taken to doing memes and stuff on her. She's got this thing that she does, and I'm sure you've seen it. In fact, I think she put you in it. Is when somebody says something she doesn't like, she puts them in a naughty corner. And so we've got a.
I've been threatened with the naughty corner a couple times.
Yeah, and it pisses me off because she'll put me in a naughty corner for anything. Sam gets on there. Sam do all kinds of stuff. She'll only threaten him with it. I get on there, and it got so bad that one of the moderators did this and actually made a song of her putting people in the naughty corner. In fact, here. It's funny. I actually had. There's the link for it right there. I just sent it to you. But the link that I just sent to you is the second link. But that's where this avatar came from. Well, I guess while Sasquatch is doing what he's doing, I guess I'm here with you guys.
Yeah, we're professionals. Go ahead, bro. You got it. You're doing the thing. Do it.
Doing the thing. Oh, Beak. You got Beak in the chat. What's going on? Beak, I can't get away from you, man. Every time I go on somebody's channel, there you are. Sasquatch pees in the naughty corner. And if he's peeing in the naughty corner, he's peeing on a guy named Carrie.
I think Carrie might be the only reason Sam talks to me. If you can believe that.
Well, Sam likes you for you.
I mean, I'll buy that. But what I'm saying is, like, when you come with a thumbs up from Carrie, that dude has tested you hard.
Yeah,
he has run you through the ringer before he ever brings your name up.
Yeah, he's very. Carrie is very protective over the people that he cares about, and he's one of those people where either he likes you or he doesn't, and if he does not like you, it doesn't matter what you say, it don't matter what you do. Yeah. I mean, there is a YouTuber out there who will remain nameless, and I have been in the backstage with him after a show, and I have fallen asleep from just by hearing him just call that guy every 4-letter word in the book. And I was like, Carrie, what did the guy do to you? Nothing, but that's beside the point. He's a
bro. Have you ever caught him when he got him a few brewskis in?
Oh man, that's all the time. like 99% of the time. I've seen him.
I don't know, dude. He's even hotter. It's really weird because like he comes in at me like all super duper hot. Have you heard about what Flexo Facto said? No, I've never heard of this person. I don't know who you're talking about or why. I don't care. But I'll listen because I've got an audio book and 3 other videos playing. Sure, I've got room for one more. Go ahead, make you feel better.
Nah, I have to warn you that pride is some of them are pretty out
Oh
there.
yeah, no, they stout, son. Like the simp is strong with some of them.
Oh yeah. So some of them it is sagging
Or-
spelled backwards.
I'm just
Yeah,
leave it alone.
and there's Sam in the chat complaining,
Right? Obviously.
because he's not in it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's not in it.
Until everyone sees Suka, he's not going to be happy. This was part of the agreement.
Suka's happy. Suka is I got to get your in contact with him. That guy does all kinds of stuff, man. You two would be a riot together.
Right? I got voices.
Yeah, and he's a gaming programmer. That guy, AI is like nothing to him. He's doing all kinds of. I'm like, how the hell did you do this?
Psst. I'm going to let him listen to it. Watch this, folks.
Spelled backwards. Sagging, like sagging pants. Nigg.
She's so easy sometimes.
Go to the naughty corner right now. Right now.
She sent us to the naughty corner. I just made a joke. She sent us to the naughty corner. Wasn't even woke.
Amira sounds Indian. Go to the naughty corner. Right. Where's my shoe? Go to the naughty corner.
I have been in the naughty corner now that I think about it. She threatened to hit me with a shoe.
It's the place to be. Party in the naughty corner. She threw away the key. Party in the naughty corner. We can never leave.
I've never met a person. What? Why are you laughing? Why? And this is the problem. Suka and Zelich laugh at the same time. This is why I told you guys, both of them, they're twins. They are the twins. And they're laughing at me at the same time. What are you two laughing at? Because both of you can go to the naughty corner right now. There's room for both of you.
As I understand it, the room has 4 quarters.
Into the naughty corner. I just called Will's name. Again to the naughty corner. I am not to blame.
Ride like a horse, like. Okay. Larry, go to the naughty.
Go to the naughty corner. I'm a rock screamed at me. Go to the naughty corner. Carrie laughed at me. Party in the naughty corner. It's the place to be. Party in the naughty corner. She threw away the key. Party in the naughty corner.
Keila, go to the naughty corner right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Who said that? Beyond. Go to the naughty.
She needs a shoe.
It's the place to be.
You too, Richard? Ed too, Richard? I've met some girls named Gina and they were trash. Listen, what you guys will not do is, you know what? You can go to the naughty corner too.
It's all 4 of them. Ain't no more corners left. Let's you go unlock the guy.
Who said Will?
Man, she
Go to
would
the
make
naughty
more
corner.
room.
You're going to end up making him come over here. Don't call his
It's
name.
like summoning
because he's gonna
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and then he showed up.
Look what you did.
Look what you did.
And that actually happened in real time.
He said that dude is looking to marry a woman named Lana as he was thinking about what her name is spelled backwards.
None of this is
Anna?
fair. Pretty sure this isn't a
Will,
first language.
go to the naughty corner. He just got here and he's already in the naughty corner. Go to the naughty corner.
Go to the naughty corner. Maria screamed at me. Go to the naughty
Mira
corner.
screamed at me.
So go to the naughty
And then she got mad at that part of the lyrics. She got mad.
Okay, deal. So I'm gonna let you guys go then. I'm going to shut down for the night. I appreciate all of you. Do you guys want to say something before we go?
It's man.
Stay safe. God bless.
Thank you, cuz. And Larry, go to the naughty corner. Go to the naughty corner right
I
now.
didn't even do anything. I didn't even do anything. And she,
That was
I don't
just
have
still
to
pretty
pronounce
fun, though. I like that.
Yeah. Now, if you look down in the chat where you see Suka Nuka, he's the one that creates all this stuff. And now people are coming out of the woodwork with these videos and stuff.
Right. I'm not against being memed. I have no issue with it. I say some dumb stuff sometimes, and it's good stuff. Beat, welcome in. Good to see you. Oklahoma Outlaw Audits, welcome to the show.
Yeah, but I wanted to I don't know if you've met Suka, maybe in the chat, because he is one of her mods too.
Cool.
But yeah, YouTube would be. I mean, if YouTube linked up behind the scenes, that would be great. Because
I'll read most any lines anyone sends, and if you can give me an idea of how you want them read, I mean, I'll try. I have no issues with failing. Failing was what you do before you succeed. So, and you know, I want to suck some seed, right?
That's right. But I need to actually sit down, pick a day, and sit down with you anyway, man. Because just because I'm doing my channel for fun doesn't mean that improvement isn't always best.
Oh, sure.
How am I gonna bring joy to the masses if there's no mass?
Right. Part of this is as far as from my perspective, interviewing the individual channels, even those with low subscriber counts. I really try to find channels that were extant, have been nuked, and people are starting their second channel where they've already got experience or whatnot behind them. But even if you don't have any experience in creating a channel, there's nothing saying you can't learn from the other people that come up on panels and whatnot. And about 6 minutes, I'm going to drop the link in chat and bring up my selected videos for the show, which
let's do it.
Quite honestly, there's not a whole lot to speak of in the description because I had no idea what on God's green earth I was going to end up doing. Because this has been a very different show. Typically, there's a lot more very pointed questions about specific content, whereas in this case, it's about other people's specific content. So that's not quite the same question and strategy. If you get what I'm saying.
Right. Well, I'm going to do my best this year. I'm going to do the best with what's left of this year to change that Sasquatch. So next time you have me on, I'll definitely have more stuff for you. I just wanted to figure out, hey, I like YouTube. What's the best place to branch out to? Because who knows? Even though to me my content is harmless, look at who we're dealing with. It's YouTube, and so where was I gonna feel be comfortable? Rumble's great, and I really took a look at Kick the other day and really liked it. And I was like, wait a minute, people are they're gaming and they're talking, they're playing copyrighted music in the background, and nobody's yanking their channel for copyright violations, which is stupid. It's stupid. It's like if somebody's driving down the street playing their music. Yeah,
some of them I understand why they do it. When you've got a brand new song and it's still doing the rounds on the streaming platforms and whatnot, I can see not wanting that being put up on somebody's live stream. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, Free Falling makes no sense to me because that's a 22-year-old song.
Right.
I've got an old cassette tape of Free Falling out there in my truck.
Do you know when I was in that when I was in the Army, that was my favorite song to sing?
Were you an Airborne?
I wasn't, but
just asking.
I would. Let's just say Free Falling. I dropped the F and I put B, the letter B on there, so I was free balling.
Because I'm free. Balling. Yeah, I get it. No, you're doing good work, man. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Anything you want to tell everybody? Shout out some of your favorite channels, that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah. First, I'd like to say, hey, continue supporting this channel, Caucasian Sasquatch. I can tell you guys, I mean, it's nice to be on a panel as a guest, for a change. Sasquatch has been on Abyssal Musings a lot, and he's a solid dude. And for you guys, please, continue to push the word out, because this man is based. He pulls no punches, and God forbid YouTube gets their hands on his channel too, because it would be a bigger loss than people think.
The funny thing about that is every YouTuber I've met so far is utterly shocked by my personality in public, because they call my channel Sasquatch Light. There's a lot of stuff I can't say. I've got tons of jokes that just will not fly on YouTube. Yeah. And when I'm talking to a person in real life, I'll drop those jokes because, damn it, they are funny. Okay, who you are.
And you know how some people can't take a joke, they get their feelings hurt, and that's what's wrong. That's what's gotten wrong with this country today. We let PC take over, and just all this other nonsense, and people just can't take a joke. And
I disagree, man. I don't think it's so much that people have become more sensitive. I think it's that the platforms have made it easier for people to react with vengefully in retaliation for that sensitivity. Whether or not you're offended by something I say really has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. Because if it didn't hit somewhere close to the mark, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't laugh. You wouldn't notice it. But somehow the specific joke that I tell hits so close to the mark with you that you feel like I targeted you specifically, and you wish to retaliate against someone. And so you report someone's channel. Huh?
And it's true. And a lot of times it's not even directed at them. That's the big thing. That's the big thing, man. I want to create my stories just without, I'm just doing it, and either people get offended or they don't. It is what it is. But it's my belief that as the years go on, I think that the other platforms are going to continue to pick up.
So if she was, sorry about that, prepping for the after show. No, you're right. Especially coming into an election season. Now, I don't know how long you've been tooling around the back streets of YouTube, but for the most part, I've been here solid as Caucasian Sasquatch for 5 years. We're going on 4.5 years. I started just before the last election cycle, was unaffected by it, but did notice some weird things happening to other people. And here I am in the middle of the next election cycle, or at least kind of at the beginning of it, I suppose. And boy, if it ain't got rather strange in the terms of service halls over there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say the current administration are not to be party to being the butt of a joke.
No.
They don't like that, and things happen on YouTube without any explanation or notification. Suddenly you'll find that your performance has been running in the tens of thousands of views a day, and suddenly it's down to the hundreds, just poof. And a few weeks later, it jumps back up for no apparent reason, and no one knows why, and YouTube won't tell you. So,
And they know, and they know too, is that it's not for you. It's not worth it to get a lawyer involved and try to sue and do all that stuff. They know nobody's going to do it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's why they rush in and try to monetize you early, because they use monetization as sort of the carrot in conjunction with their whip of strikes and demonetization. But first, they've got to get you hooked on it by getting you monetized. That seems to be the method.
Yep. And you know what I said? Jokes on you guys, because I didn't quit my job. I kept my job, and I will use Stream Elements. I'll use whatever. And if somebody wants to donate to me, great. If not, that's okay too. And I don't have to be over here, because I'm willing to bet. Yeah, because I'm willing to bet somewhere around August, maybe even a little bit early, you're going to see Rumble pick up a whole lot with YouTubers, primarily YouTubers, saying a whole lot of stuff that they can't say over here.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is. So you know what you've done tonight? You did a show. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So this is how we kind of do this. I'm going to kick you backstage, play an outro type thing I put together based off of one of Nerdrotics videos, and I think you might like it. I don't know if you've seen it. I appreciate it. That's Sasquatch Shills, everybody. We're Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. We go out and we look for different little old channels out there doing little old things that little old people like me like to watch, and figure some other people might like to watch it. But I'll be back in about 3 minutes. But until then, remember, only you.
3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
On my own, here we go.
If you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
The communists declared that the real differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric.
It's MAGA country.
This is no hoax, ladies and gentlemen. I urge you to run for your lives while you can. We're not making this up just so we can take over the world.
The old dinosaur media isn't dying, it's dead. We are the new media. This is our world now. Lay down and die.
Peace was never an option. So if we don't step up and win this culture war, then who the fuck will?
Let's wake the fuck up!
We're gonna get naked.
No. I'm locked in here with you.
You're locked in here with me.
That's what you've been waiting for. Be the one we need.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Global industrial complex.
Yep. Uniparty.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
The point is to destroy Western civilization from within using Maoist technique. So therefore you have to vote for me.
I don't know. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Woke is Marxism, evolved to attack the West.
Stop giving up.
It's only just begun! Now!
Do it! Yes, you can!
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
Just do it!
Are people bitching about that?
Some people.
Of course they are. Oh, fucking A. All right, got it. Yeah, too fucking bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Far left conspiracies, to be honest with you.
Ain't no single entity going to swoop in and save the day. You are going to be continuously let down if you place all of your hope into one individual. Instead, look inside and look around. We're doing this together.
We all are fighting for the same thing, and we all see the same problem.
It's time to stop being an NPC, get off your ass, and join the meme war.
Shame! Shame!
No, I don't like you.
Shame!
If we were in the wild, I would attack you.
I'm sick of it, man. I'm fucking sick of it. I will not do it again.
Thank you. I wonder how many people feel exactly the same way.
Be the beating drum at the head of the growing creative cavalry charge. Be vocal and profound in your passion for projects you enjoy.
No more excuses.
I've seen it. I can't even compute all of it. It's so fantastical. You've not seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. You ain't smelled nothing like this. I don't have words to tell you.
A new world order.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Hey, wait a minute.
You control population, you destroy the family, and then you you sow division.
You don't need a destination when you're running on an omnidirectional treadmill.
Are we ready for a new world order?
You'll never defeat the human spirit. You'll never defeat God. You'll never win.
Pray that he is watching.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you.
On my own, here we go.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
It's supposed to be ending sometime now. There we go. All right, bud. I don't know if you're back yet. But
I'm
here we
still
go.
here.
Doing the thing. So how was that? How'd you like that?
That was great.
Mostly painless, right?
Yeah. Not pain. It wasn't painful at all.
I'll have to go a little harder next time.
Well, you have to call Sam for that. He prefers the hard drilling.
Oh yeah. No, we wandered amongst the weeds down at the end of the garden path together for a little while. So I found this video over here, right? It's one of the dumbest interrogation videos I've ever seen in my life. He wants a lawyer, but he won't shut up long enough for the cops to go get him a lawyer.
Oh boy.
Should that even be a thing?
It is, unfortunately. But
It is.
Some stupid you can't fix. So.
Right. What did I do with it? Oh yeah, it's over here. Yup. You like that? I thought you might like that, dude. I was watching the video that Nerdrotic's editor did. And it's like a 2.5 hour long video of just endless memes, right? I was like, that's close. That's too much, but it's really close to what I'm trying to say here. Nobody's reporting actual news nowadays, right?
Right.
Everybody's reporting the new trendy thing, whatever that might be, the next clickbait, the next whatever, right? And so the only people that I've found in the YouTube sphere out here who are actually reporting real life stuff, auditors, on the street style, journalist style interviewers, and the people who are doing the FOIA requests and releasing that stuff to YouTube. Just like the people going to city council meetings and filming those for us. These are the people doing the real news in the world. It's not CNN or Fox News. They're not doing it. They don't care.
Right.
So I kind of feel like it behooves anyone out there who stands by the First Amendment to chuck these freaking hypocrites out on their ear. Give them the big boot. Do it with your dollar. Stop watching them. Stop paying attention to them. Stop giving them your time and your energy. They are nothing but vampires. They do nothing but parasite off of the rest of us. Name one thing Don Lemon has produced.
Lemons.
We're not talking about his P videos. What I'm going at here is the complete lack of value for anything these people do, short of the extension of the White House's message, whatever that might be.
Well, you said it earlier, is that they're not really news journalists anymore. I call them talk show hosts. They're just
opinion.
They're talk show hosts who present opinions and propaganda as fact.
You are more likely to get a truthful statement out of some random YouTuber on a panel at 2 a.m. than you are out of any of the talking heads on your TV. And this goes for really big YouTube channels too, because anyone who has gotten big enough to make a living off of YouTube revenue is not going to risk that revenue by running afoul of the terms of service. Like, there's certain topics I just won't touch, but it's not because of revenue. It's because it severely diminishes the reach of the channel. So like if somebody goes off about the little hat people, I'm liable to kind of shut them down a little bit, because you know what happens when people talk about little hat people.
Your
Right?
channel disappear and stuff starts
It'll
happening.
either disappear or just magically stop gaining views, subscribers, and nothing's happening. It's not like you've got shadow banned. That's not a thing. Or deboosting. That's also not a thing. But suddenly you're not boosted. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing
My
that a lot
advice
too.
to anybody who plans on starting to make content, you're operating off of a channel that you've been using for a little while. You've got a profile and you've got a persona. If you want to go with the same persona, that is fine. But start a brand new profile completely unassociated with the previous persona. You don't want to carry any comment baggage over from before you were thinking creator thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about creator thoughts? Do you think I'm onto something with that?
I think you're definitely onto something with that. I
Have
mean,
you
I've seen
panel guests.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Have you encountered people who cannot be panel guests because they
Yes.
don't adhere? They think free speech it extends onto YouTube, and it does not.
Oh yes, yes. And I'll throw this out. Now I haven't met this person, but I saw a YouTuber get not only the channel that he co-hosts, but his personal channel get taken down because of the action of his co-host of something his co-host did on Rumble.
That's wild. That's part of what bothers me.
Yeah.
Another thing that I suggest to people to who ask me about starting a channel. First of all, start a brand new profile. Don't dick around with your old profile because you don't remember what you wrote when you were drunk that night. Just skip that whole process and start a brand new email address, brand new Google account, brand new YouTube channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and make the Rumble version, Instagram, Kick, all of those. Just go ahead and get all of them in a domain. Just go ahead and get it. Do that. Even if you decide you're never going to monetize, at some point in time in the future, someone may decide to utilize the brand you've created as their logo, and you'll be able to sell that to them in toto. You get a lot more money for stuff like that if you can sell the entire domain rather than having, well, I got the YouTube channel, that kind of stuff. I'm saying think about it in layers. Hello, Lindsay Smith. Welcome to the show, girl. There's a link over there if you're interested, but we're not going to be cussing at each other up here, so it might not be your cup of tea.
Oh, is that what she into? People getting into it on channel?
Well, she likes drama. She enjoys the entertainment of people spurging out. I think she'd love Carrie. I think she'd really like some backstage Carrie anyway.
Carrie has a channel. Carrie has a channel.
It's sort of.
I've had to look. You guys don't know how many things that Sam and I have had to talk that man out of doing. When he decided that he didn't like somebody, I'm gonna go after him. I'm gonna do, and we're like,
Bro,
don't do it.
Hold on. Let me tell a story about what early Carrie days, early Sasquatch interview. I interviewed Carrie.
Really?
One of the very first shows I did. Yes, sir. In fact, it might have been my very first show. I'm not certain on that. Can't remember if it was him or Jake. I'd have to go look. But when I did Carrie, we were still trying to figure out how StreamYard worked with two people in there like that. And I was poking around at buttons and accidentally went live and hadn't realized that I was live. There's nobody watching the darn thing. And so there's no chat movement. Nothing's happening. Right. And I'm like, all right, so here, I'll tell you what, we're ready. We're going to go live. We got everything set up. I'm going to hit the button. We're going to go live. He says, okay, hold on. Let me say all of the forbidden words first. And he spews them all out in a row. I reach over and go, hold on a second. But he finishes before I could finish saying, hold on a second. And I said, dude, we've been live for an hour and 45 minutes, apparently. He said, well, shit. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I don't think anybody but us saw it. So let's try to roll with it. Just take it down after. I'll download it and edit it and we'll put it back up. He's like, whatever, man. It's your ship. Let's go, Captain. All right.
Wow, that's funny. He never told me that.
Dude, all of the verboten words, brother, like in a row, like he'd written them down and practiced them.
He was probably drunk too. He probably doesn't even remember saying, I'm gonna have to ask him.
We were 2 hours in trying to figure out how to put some particular clip or something in on OBS, and I didn't even realize we were live at the time. So, do you have any advice for anyone who comes across an American police officer?
Pray. Nah. Nah, stay.
It's not a bad start. I mean, God can't hurt, right?
Yeah. Stay calm and do what they say. Don't give them any attitude. The main
Do what
thing
the
is,
nice man with the gun tells you to.
yeah, and you know, and I know a lot of cops. I mean, my uncle is a retired police captain, and you never know the thing for when you get pulled over. You never know what they were dealing with before they got to you, and so you want to make sure that you're polite. Don't give up your rights, but be polite. And that's gotten me out of a couple of tickets.
I'm polite to a fault, man. Like, I'm so polite that sometimes people think I'm hitting on them just because I'm being courteous. Opening doors and stuff for women, you know, that kind of thing. Or, you know, if you look enough like a woman that you might like having a door open, I don't care.
Isn't
You
that
just
just Southern
put a little
hospitality,
effort
though?
and give you a pass.
Isn't that just Southern hospitality?
You could say that, but it doesn't seem to be so much anymore. It's noticed. You know, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Have a nice day. Y'all have a lovely afternoon. You know, that kind of stuff. It's not a skill that's taught in social engineering anymore, you know?
Yeah. I think it started probably when I was in my I wouldn't say, I would say going into my 20s, I started noticing a lot of girls were associating that politeness with weak and boring guys, and they wanted a guy that would cuss them out and cheat on them and do all that stuff. And so, and you know, men, we tend to adapt to the trend, and
Right.
so after a while, it just, like I said, just became a lost art. And now today, I mean, you polite to a woman, you don't know what you're gonna get. You open up a
I
door,
blame
next thing you know,
feminism.
you've got an SA charge on you, you know, just for
Mhm,
opening a door.
mhm. That's why before I cheat on my wife, I get a recording of the woman asking me to do it. That way, when it comes up in court, of course, I'm also the same guy who drives a bright yellow Xterra, and I have a picture of it on my phone. And the very first time somebody gets sparky and runs out in front of me, when we get to court, I'm going to show a picture of my bright yellow bus, and they're going to say they didn't see me coming, right?
Mhm.
This thing is a driving reflector. It's like it's caution yellow everywhere. Stop, Sweetest.
What are you doing?
I'm alive.
I'm too.
This is my sassy squat.
I can't be near you.
Because I'm on camera. Oh no, you got red. You got red on you.
Yeah, I do.
Go away. I'm doing a show. You gone, child.
Hi, Mrs. Sasquatch.
No, that's actually my daughter. Don't
Oh, it's
touch
your
me.
daughter.
I'm
Okay.
allergic to red.
It's. I've watched it
Well, go away.
like 4 times.
You're bothering me.
Bothering you.
Yeah, sure.
Well, hi, young lady Sasquatch. How about that?
Lawrence says hi.
Hi, Lauren.
She's one of those free cookie kids. You know, one of those kids you can't take to a bakery without her getting a free cookie.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Apparently, she's just too cute. Anyway, I've got this guy over here. He really should shut up so that they can go get him a lawyer. He is making the statement that he wants a lawyer, but he will not shut up long enough for them to go get him. Do you ever watch interrogation videos?
I do.
Can I get somebody to tell me in chat if the link actually pinned or did it just disappear again? Because it disappeared twice when I tried to pin it.
That might be you.
You were at the Waffle House with her, and she would be like,
All right, so we're starting off at the Waffle House, and this is already a bad video.
Yep.
Maybe from experience. The waitresses is packing. They say
Oh,
there's
yeah,
no
they gotta
guns
be.
on the scene, but in reality, it means customers are not supposed to come in armed. The wait staff are armed.
Yep.
And I stand by my previous statement that you're not living if you haven't had your ass whipped by 3 guys named Chico in a Waffle House parking lot. 2 a.m.
I'm saying I don't recall. You don't recall. You just don't recall.
I see you're going with the congressional
You don't
method.
even recall that night.
On January 15, 2018, police were called to a Waffle House, a breakfast franchise open 24/7. after a shooting broke out involving around 10 individuals.
Jesus.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Hold on.
Yeah,
You got 10 people blasted?
10 people. But you know what? Waffle House, I'm not surprised. I'm not.
Hey, man, I like Waffle House myself. I mean,
I do too. I just stay away from it late at night.
Fire miles at a Waffle House, we'd be going to Maui right now. Yeah, no, that's where I go instead of the bar. Well, I mean, I could go to a bar, but then I'd end up getting drunk and locked in jail, right? And it just seems easier.
Yeah, I mean, well, Waffle House. Well, Waffle House is, I mean, it's like a dry bar.
You find a lot of people who are recovered alcoholics hanging out in the Waffle House, to be honest. People who get that hankering to go sit and be social for a minute, but don't have an outlet by which to do it. They'll go sit down and drink some coffee. Like, I think I have an employee number at my local Waffle House.
Because you're there so often.
I'm there so often. Every time the owner comes in, I tell him I haven't gotten my check yet. He just laughs.
Pretty soon they're gonna start calling you by accident. Hey, Sasquatch, can you come into work? I don't
There
work.
was a discussion about security, and my name was dropped at that point because, well, you might not actually have to pay him to show up, and he's probably already armed. So why not just talk to him?
Yeah.
Maybe do it while he's there, you know? I don't know, though. Because I come out blasting, you know? I still say Waffle House should issue the Golden Bulletproof Vest Award.
shootout over here at the Waffle House on the corner of Alafay and Colonial. Alafay and Colonial? Yeah. Do you know who's shooting? Waffle House. No, I'm looking from a window in a hotel. I'm at the Holiday Inn.
R&R 911 News, welcome in.
A lot of gunfire.
And don't answer any questions because I didn't ask you about it.
Oh, yeah, I can hear him screaming over there.
Upon arrival, officers found 23-year-old Bethune-Cookman University graduate Herbert Johnson Jr. suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. Sadly, the wounds were fatal and he was pronounced dead at the scene. The incident occurred around 3 a.m. A group of 3 individuals had arrived from Club Guild.
All right, you know what the error here was, right? He was at the Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Yeah. That's why I don't go there early.
I guarantee you, had he been virtually anywhere on Earth, including a war zone, it would have been less likely for him to get shot than a Waffle House parking lot at 3 a.m.
Yep.
Which, you know, because I'm demented sadist, that's about my favorite time to go into Waffle House. Is Saturday night, Sunday morning around 2:30.
You're a brave man. I don't go there. I don't go there past breakfast time.
I hear you. I hear the words what be coming out your mouth hole, but you have to understand I'm in a very small town, and sometimes things don't happen because certain people are in the room. If that makes any sense.
Makes sense.
Most of these people know me. They've heard some kind of story about me, something. So, like, if they don't know me, they recognize me probably from YouTube. They're freaking, what are the humans doing? That thing blowed up. But yeah, no. This I get hungry after a stream and I figure they're open. About it. What's up, Brandon Mitchell? Good to see you, bud. Appreciate you coming in. I'm going to get this cup of coffee down me. Y'all watch.
Okay.
Parking near the front door to pick up their to-go order. Meanwhile, a larger group was inside, sitting down and placing their orders. For some unknown reason, tensions escalated between these 2 groups, leading to an argument. Aljaleel Bird, 25, also known as Foolie, was arguing with Herbert Johnson and Herbert's crew. Aljaleel then followed them outside to continue the confrontation.
In between right here, you know, where my friend shooter got into an altercation. Gotcha.
Aljaleel's girlfriend, Jalen Castillo, followed to back him up.
And I know how the girl look who also
my friend, the shooter, got into an altercation. Gotcha.
Al Jalil's girlfriend,
I'm
Jalen,
going to ask you, do we see any red flags here?
Yep.
First red flag are the cold horses running down the beach. Because there's no way that's her hair. Right?
Correct.
I don't see any face gear, so that's a good thing. I don't see any obvious tattoos on the face or neck, none of that, so that's good. She do look a little thick, maybe a hair chunky. That's not a bad thing. I'm one of those Ice Age mammals. I'll say she's a 2 dark date. She do got that fisheye stare though. She got that fluoride stare.
That's
Like
what I'm.
100 IQ points. Is that the problem?
Yep. That's the problem. That's what I was
That
looking
she
at.
doesn't seem to be upset getting a mugshot taken.
Nope. Like she's used to it.
Yeah, it's like Tuesday.
Like I'm daring you to take my photo.
Yeah, go ahead and do it because it ain't gonna do nothing.
Castillo followed to back him up.
And I know how the girl looked who also she had a gun too.
She has a mustache.
Yes, his girlfriend had a gun.
A gun was drawn, resulting in a shootout in the parking lot of this Orlando, Florida Waffle House.
Okay, so that's a double whammy. 2 red flags right there. We're at the Waffle House at 3 a.m. in Orlando, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad move. Bad move. No, I think that's supposed to be a chick. This is the he. I can see how you could have that problem.
Yeah.
Herbert died as a result.
We lost a really great young man to the hands of someone who was foolish enough to even think it was necessary to pull the trigger. So now I just hope that the laws pull the right trigger to bring in justice.
I got to give that man credit. He did not blame the gun.
No, he didn't. But
It's
he doesn't have
almost
it. He doesn't have an agenda to take everybody's guns from them. So,
right. So it's almost as if the gun is merely a tool and doesn't actually perpetrate evil on its own.
Correct.
Oh, wow. That is interesting. Funny thing about those Second Amendments, you don't practice, you don't have them.
During the murder investigation that followed, detectives discovered that a light gray Hyundai Genesis fled the scene immediately after the shooting. Inside the car were Al Jalil Bird, Jalen Castillo, Donald Hawley, aka DJ, and Lovance Charles. The detectives talked to each of them to figure out what happened and why. Was this a case of self-defense? A cold-blooded murder? Did drugs and alcohol play any role?
Yep.
Let's uncover the details.
Yes. Yes and yes. It is possible for all of those to be true. There is a tendency in the modern justice system to separate the concept of justified homicide and drug use in the belief that there is no such thing as a justified homicide if drugs are involved. However, if some smack addict draws his 9 and starts praying and spraying, and I put 2 in the back of his head, just cause he's a freaking crackhead does not mean it's drug related. That doesn't get me a felony charge. That is ridiculous. And that's the kind of crap that's being pulled.
Right.
Homie was on drugs and shot at you. You shoot back and you get charged because you shot. Because he had drugs. And I was going to a movie or something, you know?
Yeah. And it's like they expected you to know that. And even if you didn't, he made the choice to take drugs.
Fight over a waffle. Let's find out what they were fighting over. I bet it's a chick and drugs and alcohol.
They were fighting over an All-American Slam.
Homicide.
No, it was the 2-egg breakfast, I bet you. Call it out when he asks for a lawyer.
You good if I take a stress off? Sure. Yeah, you want to step up? That way you're not sitting uncomfortable. We're not gonna have a problem, right? Just want to make sure. Just give you a minute to get your shoulders stretched out. But can you do me a favor? Can you lean forward just a tiny bit because I don't want to stretch you out too far. But
I ever tell you about my interrogation?
Uh-uh.
All right. So the first time I ever got tied up with the cops, I got pulled over because I got pulled over by a game warden who hit me with something like 19 felonies on a possession stop, where he searched the passenger for no good reason. Like, he snatched me out of the car, snatched my wallet out of my pocket. He just took everything. But for one moment before all of that went down, he looked at me and asked me if is there anything illegal in the car. And I had a big bag of weed in my pocket. And I was like, nope. I wasn't in the car.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't lying.
I wasn't lying, but I knew he was going to get pissy about this in a minute.
That's his fault for not asking the right question.
Yeah, no, exactly. But in any event, I get hooked up with the nice bracelets, and they took me in and they took me into one of the cells, and they put me in there, and I'm sitting in there waiting patiently, and this chick comes up to the cell door, and there's like this little window, and she slaps a pack of cigarettes next to the window. Is like, "You want to come talk to me?" And I said, "Sure." So when we got in the little room and she gave me the pack of matches and the cigarettes, I started telling her a story about a goat that I never owned. And I was in there for a good 2.5, 3 hours talking to that woman before someone come and knocked on the door and told her she had to knock it off or get me to talk about something legitimate.
LOL. So I guess
she sat just like this. That was the first clue in my little brain, my little drug-addled brain at the time, that perhaps the gift of gab had been bestowed upon me. Previous to that, I'd done no form of public speaking to speak of.
Well, she had to wait. She had to wait for you to try to incriminate yourself.
Yeah, no, but I was way ahead of that crap. I wasn't even on dope that day. I hadn't even smoked a joint, nothing. I was completely sober when they locked me up. So
that's what they get.
That's what they got, was me smoking half a pack of cigarettes, sitting there. She sat there the whole time just staring at me, I guess waiting for me to get around to something. But I prefer to believe that she was entranced by my narration and wonderful personality. Probably not, though, right?
You never know. I'm not going to speak for
her. I'm not going to argue.
One more.
Okay, so I mixed together a handful of stories. I dated this chick one time that had a goat, and her uncle was rebuilding a 68 Chevelle, and the goat ate all of the engine mount bolts, and he had a goat stuck in a shower at his house waiting for the bolts to come out the other end.
Wow.
When I went to meet her parents, I also met him and the goat.
That's hilarious.
So I included that story. There's a story told in Don't Mess with the Zohan about a goat that makes onion soup.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
There's another stupid movie, some Australian movie, where a guy tells a story about a goat that would climb his peach trees and eat all his peaches. And I included that. I included a bunch of stuff from like bad 80s movies and whatnot. She was entranced. I'm telling you, she was completely sucked in. I was on my A game that day. But I have heard, and I don't know if this is true, I have no actual evidence, but I have heard that they kept that tape and they use it to show people how not to interrogate a person. Right?
Really? Oh, man.
The story that I got from one of the deputies is like, you can totally see what's happening about the time you hit your second cigarette. Your voice drops a half an octave and you go into this really calm stating of facts that sounds very much like the old the pace testing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was called. They used to do this in schools all over the place to try to keep everybody healthy and whatnot. And I started talking in like documentary voice or something.
Almost like you're trying to put her in a trance or put her to sleep.
That was the implication. That was what he implied. He was like, dude, I've seen people watch that tape and they just cock their head to the side like they're watching a Richard Attenborough film. David Attenborough film. They just, it's like, I don't know, it's like your voice drops a hair and it becomes this monotone type drone like an NPR special. I'm like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Or like 60 Minutes.
Right. Just one of those things that you can just listen to and not actually listen to. So, that's part of where the idea of starting a channel reading Westerns came from. I never got there either.
Yeah.
I've tried to get that video. They claim they don't have it. But unofficially, I'm told they do. So I don't know.
Mr. Bird, I'm Detective Phelan, Orange County Sheriff's Office Homicide. This is Detective Barry, with Orange County Sheriff's Office Homicide. We're here to talk to you about a case that occurred back some time ago now, but I'll get to that. But since you're on the arrest, before I can talk to you, I have to read you your Miranda warnings. Okay? Okay.
All right. I'm thinking you get the Miranda rights.
Okay, the Constitution requires I inform you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in court as evidence against you. You are entitled to talk to an attorney now and have him present now or at any time during questions. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you without cost. Do you understand your rights? Yes. Has anyone promised you anything or coerced you into speaking to me? You know why you're here? The reason why we want to talk to you basically is January the 15th, 2018, there was a shooting at Waffle House on Alafaya in East Colonial Drive. Then people would come in and say that you were there, you were involved. And that's why a warrant was obtained to get you here in order for us to talk to you. Okay? We talked with your girlfriend. I'm not good with names. Stay here if I can.
Jolene?
Yeah, that sounds right. Jaylynn Castillo and Ricky. Donnell Holly. And there was one other guy in the car with you guys that night. But anyway, we're trying to give you an opportunity to give your version of what happened that evening, that night, at the morning at the Waffle House. Anyway. I don't tell you. Okay. Were you at the Waffle House on January 15th, 2018, about 3 o'clock in the morning? Do you recall? I don't recall. Do you know?
I have not heard him ask for a lawyer yet, although he is aware he can have one, right?
Yeah, he hasn't said anything yet about a lawyer. I've been listening. I'm waiting.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for it too. Although I am being harried by my daughters, but okay. And granddaughter. I have a granddaughter. They call me Papa Squatch now. Right? How hardcore do you got to be to create more generations of me?
I like that. I'm going to steal that one.
Yeah, right? Yeah, go squeeze out a few puppies. You can have it. Here, tell you, you've got one.
Yeah, I've got two, but they're too young to be squeezed out.
You don't have to admit none of that at all.
Thanks for the heads up.
Just saying, man, go get you some puppies. Make you a few biscuits, bud. Pop that oven up. That's all I'm saying. We need some more right-thinking folks in the world, and it's not going to happen through institutions. I mean, colleges are nothing but indoctrination centers specifically to vote one way. They are the forefront of the Maoist takeover of our culture.
True.
Did I say too much? My bad.
No.
You can never tell.
This is not going to go to Guilt Nightclub party. You know the party I'm talking about?
That's a club.
Huh?
That's a club.
Yeah. They had a special party that weekend. Thanks.
Yeah. Do you know Jaylynn Castillo? Yes. You know her? Yes. Would you consider her to be your girlfriend? We was dating. And do you know a Donnell Holly?
Donnell Holly. Yeah, excuse me. It's a lot. It's a lot right now. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You said somebody. What is? Because I heard I'm being sought after. So I was trying to get myself together. I went into that. I went to
And where did you hear that you were being sought after from?
Recently, I guess not too long ago, marshals went to my grandmother's house and I was asking all this. I knew that they said that it was a warrant. I'm saying I don't are you asking about that night? I don't really recall anything. That's what
I do not recall. He's going the congressional method.
Yeah, he is. He's taking Hillary Clinton cues.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just want, my main thing is my friends. I haven't had a chance to speak to my grandmother. I just want to be all right.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, Lovitz Charles, you know who that is?
I kind of feel like this chick got called in on her day off. She's not happy about it.
Like a lot, like in the area, you see a lot of people you don't really know anybody.
Do you recall going to the Waffle House?
Welcome in, Danny Staten. My bad, I didn't see you there.
To Waffle House, but I know I've been to Guild before.
Do you drink? You're of age. You drink? Like if you go to Guild, you drink, you party, you have a good time.
I'm in the club, yeah.
Okay, I'm not asking like, oh, it's awful. I'm just asking you drink. So if you went to Guild and you went to the party, you weren't driving, you're of age, you're having a good time, you're drinking. Is it possible? Have you ever drank so much that you don't remember?
No, I'm good.
Anybody on this earth, I want to be perfectly clear about this. Alcohol is one of the most god-awful drugs known to man. It's good for two things: killing brain cells and degreasing engine blocks. Yeah. So keep that shit in mind when you are drinking it. It is not meant for human consumption, not really. And it amazes me that the federal government would go as far as to make some things illegal and not put alcohol on that list, because pound for pound, dollar for dollar, or by volume, alcohol can largely trash a man's life more effectively than virtually any of the hard drugs. All it takes is one bad day.
That's true.
And I can give an example of that bad day. You wake up after drinking one night, go out, you drive down the road, you stop before the bus stops, and you get blue lighted while you're sitting there. You get pulled over. You still test drunk, even though it was several hours ago that you drank. You've even slept. Your ass is going to jail. Was that a DUI? Technically speaking, sure. But I don't know about you, but after I've had a chance to sleep some stuff off and I wake up naturally, there's not a whole lot more you can do to sober me up at that point. I'm about as sober as I'm going to get. Is it sober enough to drive? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just know some mornings after time went on, I'll drink a pint in an hour, bro. I will knock out a pint of rum in an hour and a half. I'll drink it like tea. Why? I don't know. I'm an alcoholic. But that's the limit. That's where it stops. One pint at home alone. Or with all of my friendly friends on YouTube. I mean, how do you feel about drinking? I think it's one of the most heinous things man ever created.
I've seen alcohol destroy more lives of people that I know than hard drugs.
And what a lot of people don't realize is they want to make the analogy that alcohol's legal, therefore, but no, sir. And I'm not talking about physical dependency. That also counts in. I'm talking about the day-to-day damage that it can do to a person just on the basis of making some based bad decisions that are made because they need to find a drink before such and such a time. The same decisions that junkies make, except this is for a legal product. I mean, you would have to smoke pounds of weed for it to seriously affect your hand-eye coordination on any real level. I mean, couch lock is a thing. There are things that get you high enough to affect your ability to drive, but a tiniest hit of adrenaline knocks that right out. That is not the case with alcohol. With alcohol, a tiny hit of adrenaline and you're sober for about 15 seconds, and then your parasympathetic nervous system pounds right back in on you.
And that's why I stay away from it.
The worst drugs on earth, in your personal experience there, Sam, pound for pound, worst drugs on earth are alcohol, meth, and women in terms of self-destruction. Well, the thing about those women is they typically help that self-destruction right on along, man. Like, I guarantee you all three of them are involved in this one.
If you mix, does that mess you up?
I know that if you mix white and brown liquor, that's why you don't.
Yeah, but like if you mix like smoking and drinking, does that mess you up personally? Would that be something that would mess you up that way, that would mess up your memory? No.
I have a good memory. I don't take it to the point where like sometimes I see people stumbling, right?
Yeah. So generally you don't get so messed up that you don't know what's going on. It was cold.
I hate people who don't turn off their haptic typing. Haptic feedback shit. Oh, it drives me crazy. Why you got to hear your phone tapping? You don't know what you're mashing? You don't know what you're saying? I don't understand. Why you got to feel it vibrate every time you touch the screen? I don't get it.
Jaylynn, I told you she was shot during this incident. Would that make you remember?
I remember her being shot. She must have. This is what I'm thinking. She must have been messing with somebody else, because, like, from my understanding, like, she got shot, but like it was a situation that had to do with some other people.
Okay, so were you there when she got shot?
No.
Were you with her?
No.
So you weren't, if I told you she got shot at the Waffle House, you weren't at the Waffle House when she was shot.
You know good damn well they got 725 cameras at that Waffle House.
After the club.
Yep.
I've been to
Well, what if I tell you, I reviewed the video at the Waffle House, and I see you at the Waffle House when she was shot.
I don't know. I don't recall being at the Waffle House.
Look at this chick. You see that smile on her face?
Yeah, she's laughing because she's like, this fool.
She's chewing. Look at her hands. She's focusing all of her frustration from this guy lying to her into that little triangle. I do the same thing when I get stressed out in order to keep from giving up. Like, let's say I'm running a short con on somebody that's going to pan out as a joke, and we start getting to a conversation really close to the triggering of that joke. I'll sit there with my hand just like she is right now with that weird little diamond thing going on. And I'll focus all of my reactions into that little triangle and not let them out. And nothing will happen on my face. Also, I'll walk you right down the garden path. But I don't do short cons for money.
I'll have to practice that. If I'm annoyed, it's pretty easy to see.
It's not so much and it works with annoyance too, to a degree. I have an issue with stupidity. I don't have a problem with ignorance. Ignorant people exist. They just don't know. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with willful ignorance, when you know and yet you choose to believe otherwise, even with evidence and facts in front of you. People who say, I feel like.
Yeah.
When someone mentions the term my truth, they say that in order to caveat a statement that is completely unfactual. You're going to have to disbelieve a fact in order to believe this person narrative.
Right.
So, I mean, when you hear that, it's a huge red flag that you can't talk to this person on even ground. They're not being honest with you, just right out the gate. Because there is no my truth, your truth. The truth is a lion. You need only set it free. You don't have to protect it. You don't have to defend it. It defends itself just fine. It just needs to be released.
Either people accept it or they don't. Nowadays, more often they don't want to accept it, but it doesn't change that it's the truth.
Nowadays, more often when someone sees a lion running around on the internet, they report it and it gets taken down. So maybe it does need a little defending. Only the surface level. You don't got to block stuff, man. That's where all of this has gone horribly, horribly wrong, is the belief that you can litigate good and bad ideas. There's no such thing. The only ideas that need defending are terrible ideas. Good ideas will be defended by everyone who hears it because it's a good idea. It's the terrible thoughts that people need to defend so that you know there are people out there who actually think this trash. It's not a boogeyman. It's just more gaslighting. It leaves room for more gaslighting. We need more facts, more accurate reporting, more on the scene reports. That's what tells the news. I still haven't heard him ask for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He hasn't.
I know every business has cameras, so I don't know.
So if she was to tell us that you were at the Waffle House with her, then she would be lying?
I'm saying I don't recall.
You don't recall. You just don't recall.
I do not recall that, Senator.
You don't even recall that night.
It was a party. I stopped going. I used to go out to that club.
It's been 3 months. We're in April now. This was in January. This might have been even. I think this was Martin Luther King weekend. Everybody had Monday off, so they had a big party at Guilt nightclub. Everybody went out. It was cold outside. It was really cold outside.
I do remember. I was remember going to the club.
Was it fun? Like it was a calm night?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself at the club. But it's.
Who'd you go to the club with?
I went with my friends, and we went somewhere to eat. I took an Uber. We all did.
So you took an Uber?
Yeah, and it's another thing I'm thinking in my head is you got a nickname for the dude. What's his name? Donnell?
Donnell Holly.
Is that a nickname?
I don't know.
Is that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. I know Lubitz Charles is Lou.
Okay, DJ.
Yeah.
All right.
Donald Holly is
DJ.
Donald Holly is DJ. Okay.
And I don't know Lou Vince. I've met him before. I don't know him.
Okay. But that night, were you riding with DJ? You and DJ, according to DJ, you and DJ went shopping, bought a outfit similar to the one you got on there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to be going out to a Waffle House at 3 a.m., don't wear all black. You will be picked up and you will be questioned because something will happen.
Oh yeah, and even in fact, don't even be anywhere near the Waffle House. Don't be out at night wearing all black. Period.
I agree. If you're going to block out, you're going to have to deal with the fact that people are going to be looking at you a little harder than they normally would.
Yep.
All right, bud. I got a couple other things I'm going to do here.
Okay.
First of all, what are the channels that you watch?
Oh man, there's a lot. Besides the channels that I already support, occasionally I'll watch Ricada Law whenever I remember to.
Ooh, we got to get together and talk about that. Can we do that tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes, yeah, we've got the quiz. In fact, let's do that. We'll do that first before we get into the trivia.
Okay. So tomorrow I will be on, which one is it? Abyssal Musing?
Abyssal Musings.
Right. Abyssal Musings on Samuel the Infamous. What time?
10:30 my time, so 11:30 yours.
Okay. So it'd be pretty late for most of the usual crew. I'm going to go poke my nose in over at Flow State's panel. And after that, I'm supposed to be helping Midlife Bro Logic do a thing, assuming he follows through with it or hasn't already done it. Because he didn't have a specific time set for when he was going to go live. I don't know what has happened in the past 2 hours, but I'm going to go try to catch up real quick.
Yeah. But as for channels that I watch, man, I'm all over the place. I mean, I watch gaming channels. I just whatever interests me. I watch clips of old comedy shows and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
I have a pitch for you. I want you to go at Cap with me for this, right?
Okay.
I want a hijabi weather girl. Full hijab in front of a green screen pointing at random stuff. She has a green screen. She told me so. She said she'd consider it, but I hadn't got another response out of her since. I'm not asking her to do anything untowards. I'm not going to do anything inappropriate with it. I'm no joke. I'm literally going to put it in front of a weather map and might do a fake voiceover.
And this is for Amira?
No, Hijabi Gamer.
Oh, Hijabi Gamer?
Yeah.
Kat. I haven't spoken to Kat. It's been like a year.
She's always working. She's always busy. If she's not working, she's gaming.
Yeah.
I've went and pulled a couple of her clips out from my Blast Radius show. When she goes off about Kotaku or some other gaming journos, dude, she
goes off.
She brings as much vitriol as Carrie does to an average conversation.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, she does.
She hates those people.
Yeah, she does.
So, yeah, no, anything you want to toss out there before we go? I'm going to press a button and then you're free to go off and frolic in the YouTube woods.
Well, I've got to finish my the content for tomorrow, but hey, I appreciate being on. Thank you guys. Continue to support Caucasian Sasquatch. We'd love to have you over at Samuel Infamous's channel. Come over, have a good time. We love to entertain you. Check out Exile Linus too. But if you do understand that girl pulls no punches and ain't no telling what you're gonna hear, so prepare yourself if you go that route. That's it.
All right, bud. I appreciate it. I'm gonna drop you backstage and I'll get with you here in just a minute. All right.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the show this evening. If you'd like to continue with our general theme across the metaverse over here, I'm going to be jumping on some Flow State's panel over here in a minute. I'll talk to him for a little bit. And if Midlife Bro Logic goes live, I might be streaming from his channel soonish. I don't know about that. We'll see. But yeah, y'all have a lovely evening and don't let the man get you down. You know?
Sorry. Good news, though. We're going to have to move the party somewhere a little bit more private, but you're all invited. Lorenzo will give you the details. Yeah!
But if I lay